Hi again. This is a short video on ATP 70104 Professional Practice in Higher Education, and this document that we're looking at now is the lesson plan 1. There will be a lesson plan 2 after we have sit and discuss on the improvement that you need to do after your lesson plan 1. So what do you need to fill up here will be your name in this space, and the date of the classroom observation, student ID, the topic or chapter, and the venue. Now you need to email me this lesson plan 1 before your lesson. Okay, please don't email me in the morning of the class, but email me a day before. Alright, so this is the lesson plan and how it looks like. We have actually put in these titles here, these headings, to guide you. Okay, the first column is for phase or time, second column is item, third column is teaching and learning activity, and the fourth column is on materials or resources that you use. Now the first thing that you notice is that it's the set induction. Okay, so this is the set induction that we have been talking about. Set induction is normally about 5 minutes. Its function is to attract the attention of the students so that they are now geared or ready to sit down and learn what you're going to teach them on that day. So let's say your class starts at 8 a.m. assuming that all the students are seated by now. So 8:05 a.m. that is 5 minutes for your set induction. Now let's say you plan to show them a video. So this is the video here. It's a YouTube video, okay, on benzene in soda. Right, so here I just put in the video link. So yeah, it looks like this. Okay, anyway, readjust. Alright, so what is the teaching and learning activity? Alright, so you can type in here, students watch the video, the YouTube video. Alright, and then you might want to ask questions. Okay, teacher asks these questions. Okay, number 1, what is the carcinogen mentioned in the video? Okay, number 2, how does this carcinogen affects humans? Okay, so this is the set induction, and students, when they watch the video, they are actually surprised because it's about soda drinks such as Coca-Cola, such as Pepsi, and so on, and they found out that the level of benzene is quite dangerous. Okay, so the lesson outcomes, as we have discussed last week, is only specifically for this particular lesson. Learning outcomes is for the whole course. Right, so let's say 8:05 a.m. okay, to 8:10 a.m. is when you introduce the lesson outcomes. Okay, so let's say, for example, at the end, okay, of this lesson, students should be able to, okay, based on the course or the learning outcomes, what are the things that the students are supposed to be able to do at the end of this lesson? Okay, so let's say this is a chemistry lesson because obviously it's on benzene. So let's say for example here, number 1, name the different types of benzene. This is called derivatives. Okay, number 2, draw dot and cross diagram of benzene. Okay, identify the orbitals involved in the benzene molecule. Okay, so this is how you write the lesson outcomes. Okay, remember we did mention that it should be observable, measurable, and there must be a verb here. Okay, so I'll just highlight that. Name is a verb, draw, okay, is a verb, and identify is also a verb. So at the end of the lesson, you have to ensure that your students actually would be able to do all these things. Okay, all this. Here, how do you intend to show the lesson outcome to the students? Alright, maybe you put here is on the PowerPoint slide. Okay, concept and skills development. Okay, so let's say this is a 45 minutes lesson. So how much are you allocating for the skills, the concept and skill development, and how much for the assessment? Now, what type of assessment do you wish to do? Is it a quiz, or is it a group work, a presentation, and so on and so forth? Okay, for this part here, this is the larger bulk of the whole lesson. What do you intend to do? So let's say for example here, number 1. Right, now the first lesson objective, lesson outcome is to name the different types of benzene. Okay, so maybe what you can do is to give them handouts, and they work together. This is some sort of like a problem base, because you have taught nomenclature or how to name chemical compounds, organic chemical compounds prior to this, so it should be the same, right? So let's say here, number 1, okay, give handouts to students, okay, in groups of 4. So that means you have already asked your students to be in their groups, and you give these handouts to the students. Alright, students, okay, to name the benzene, okay, compounds in the handouts in, let's say, 10 minutes. Alright, so as you look at this, that means you're picturing that you will be going around assisting them, guiding them on how to name the compound. Alright, and then the third one is discuss the names of the benzene compounds, okay, with the whole class. Right, and then you look at number 2. Alright, so that is number 1, lesson outcomes number 1. Lesson outcomes number 2 is draw dot and cross diagram of benzene. Alright, so here you could once again give them handouts if you want to, okay, or give them a real question from past year papers, and so on and so forth. Okay, identify the orbitals. What you can do is to ask them to draw, okay, ask them to draw, and so on and so forth. Alright, okay, so you can actually put in here the material and resources. Okay, A, handouts. Okay, and B, alright, let's say mahjong paper. Okay, and so on, so forth. Okay, so yeah, those are just some ideas. Okay, assessment. What type of assessment, and how do you want to assess whether your students are able to name the different types of benzene, able to draw and identify. Okay, so use your creativity. How are you going to do this? Maybe you give them some questions and they work in groups and they present, right, using mahjong paper again. And or maybe they can sort of like become evaluators, or sorry, examiners, and let them you know mark some answers and see how they do. Okay, closure here could be a summary. It could be my map. Okay, a summary could be in the form of point form. It could be in the form of mind maps. It could be in the form of let's say bullet points, okay, on mahjong paper and so on. But you need time for closure, so plan your closure carefully. Don't put here like 5 minutes and then your closure is more than that. And remember, at the end of the classroom, at the end of the lesson, students are like, they want to get out of the classroom as soon as possible, so they won't be listening to you, right? So you need to grab their attention at this point. Ask them to write it down. Remember what I told you about the teacher-centered mind map versus student-centered mind map. Okay, so something like that, right? So plan your assessment carefully. Put here what you want to do, and closure as well. Okay, what are the materials and resources that you use for closure as well. Okay, that's about it. So I'll see you during the class observation.